on Saturday.
As far as leadership, who have you seen step up, and who do you want to see step up this fall?
Well, Sheldon Lewis is a guy, that's, he's a natural born leader. He came in day one and he was telling guys what to do. Avion is a leader. And then Jay Lucas is starting to mature and become that leader that, you want young men to be. Not everybody can be that vocal guy. And some guys, through attrition, learn to be leaders just by, doing things the right way and being accountable and being consistent.
What does Avion have to do to take that next step?
I mean, he just continue to hone in on his craft, and that's something that he does daily. Watching film, asking questions. He's one of those kind of guys that you got to pull the reins back on because he'll overtrain too. And that's what you see in a lot of these young athletes nowadays, is guys that are overtrained, and it causes a lot of soft tissue injuries. So just making sure that he's taking care of his body as well as doing his training.
Trio of Barnes, Terrell, Lewis, none of them were giant recruits coming out of high school, but then they all found their way onto the field last year as freshmen. Were you surprised at all by the impact they were able to have early on?
No. I mean, like I said, for some of these kids, we've watched them grow, and, it's one of those things that you see it in them. These are guys that are hungry. And a lot of times people equate success with just stars, but I equate success with guys that are willing to go out and work. And these are young men that are going to put on their hard hat and they're going to go to work every day. And when you got that type of work ethic, you're going to have some type of success.
How crucial was the extra reps for Lance Lloyd here this spring with missing out some of those extra reps power ones for the quarterback review?
Well, I think it helped him from a transition from going from high school to college, because a lot of these kids, they don't know what they don't know. So for him to come in early and participate, one, it was a way for him to learn the playbook. Two is, now to see the different skill set, because a lot of these kids don't face those type of receivers week in and week out in high school. You may go 1 week and you may be playing against little boy Blue over here and he can't get off the line of scrimmage. Then the next week you play against, somebody who's considered a 5-star. Well, every day you're going to get challenged on that practice field. And I told Qualk over here at the Roar, we got some guys in that receiver room that, are really going to surprise some people.
From a special teams perspective, now that Shipley's out of the frame, who or what are you looking at to create that nervous energy for for opposing teams to go, okay, that guy can be dangerous back there?
Well, we've got a stable of guys, that have been proven. But it's just now, with Shipley gone, now it's like who's going to step up, who's going to take the bull by the horns and go run with it. So I'm excited because we got some guys that really go get it, that can turn the burners on. So it's going to be exciting.
And then I know, I believe they're not doing it in college and just the pros, but are you giving any attention to how in the NFL them changing kickoff, how that looks at all? Are you giving any attention to that?
I haven't yet. And the game is forever changing. And it's for me, I hate it a little bit. Some of it I like because of the safety part of it, but some I don't because it's taken away from the true essence of the game of football and what people are paying to see. They wouldn't be entertained. So I'm all about some old school football.
Coach, what would you say is your greatest takeaway from last season that you want to bring into this season?
Is resilience. We fought week in and week out. It's one of those things where people are not scared of Clemson anymore. It's like that old Rocky thing when Rocky hits Drago in the face and he cuts him, and they're talking about, he's human. We're human. And so now it's we got to get back on that horse, and we got to make people understand that this is Clemson and we mean business.
To compound on that, Clemson still being a very prominent team nationally and well ranked, but under the radar a little bit, is that kind of a place that you guys as a team relish right now, to kind of be a little bit under the radar but still very prominent? How's that space?
Man, well, for me, and I think my players take on sometimes the attitude of me, I don't really care. I just want to go play. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're not promised tomorrow. So every day we get up, we got to count our blessings, and we got to make sure, hey, we can take advantage of every opportunity we have, and we'll work hard. Nobody's going to give us anything. We got to go out and take it.
What is the status of someone like Jaden Lucas, and what are you looking forward to seeing him when he's on the field?
Oh, Jaden Lucas is ready to go. I mean, what I expect from him is I want to see that guy that I saw when he was coming out of high school. I want to see the guy that's making plays. I want to see that guy that's in your face. I want to see that guy that's being physical day in and day out. You know, he has a wealth of talent. You know, and it's my job I got to get it. You know, and there's glimpses of it. You know, he just hasn't been healthy. And right now he's in a position where he's healthy. You know, he's running and he's moving a lot better. So I'm looking forward to it.
You mentioned Clemson will have some receivers that would break out and stand out this year from this year. Your cornerback group, I guess. Who are some of those guys that you've seen in practice that are standing out?
As far as the receivers?
Receivers, yeah.
I mean, you take Wesco, you take Tyler Brown, Antonio Williams, you know, and I've seen T.J. Moore play in high school, and you know, from my perspective, I mean, those guys are dynamic, and so you know, I'm looking forward to the matchups out there on the practice field.
Has it been one side, or has like one side wins each side? How has those battles been?
I mean, it's one of those days where you know one guy has a good day, one guy has a bad day. You know, and at the end of the practice or training camp, hopefully you've won more battles than you've lost. You know, and so like I said, iron sharpens iron. So they're making us better.
So Earl and Shelton, Avion and Shelton Lewis kind of got more reps towards the end of the season, I guess. Was there a moment last season where you was like, okay, we could rely on these guys to play for us, start for us day in, day out?
Well, you know, it's one of those kind of things where we're trying to search for some cohesiveness, some synergy, and it's like, you know what? Hey, this guy deserves his opportunity. Let's give him a shot. You know, like I said, you know, we're in a position where, you know, no position is etched in stone. And sometimes guys get, you know, they start resting on their laurels and things of that nature. So I gotta spark a fire in that room. And so I gotta go with the young boys, see what they can do. Because hey, if the older guys are not getting it done, I need to go, you know, find out what these young guys can do. Because hey, like I said, I recruited them to play. So hey, I may not be around long, but I gotta see these guys play. So you know, for them, they got an opportunity and ran with it, and they were successful.
There were some guys throughout the spring as well as coming in through the summer and coming out in the fall camp that you've seen like have like a huge jump or like a big progression that stood out to you?
I wouldn't say I've had huge jumps, you know, because you know I don't like huge jumps. I like those incremental steps. You know what I mean? Because I don't want a guy to get that, to reach that success and then doesn't realize the journey and the process it took to get there. So I'm all about the small steps, you know. And at the end of the day, hopefully them small steps end up to W's on Saturday.
What have you seen in Jaden Lucas? He came here as a highly talented recruit from the upstate, battled some injury, battled some adversity, but we've seen some flashes of him doing good. What are his expectations coming into this season?
My expectations are hey, he's got to go. You know, he's been here. He's the oldest guy in the room actually, and you know, like I said, I want to see those plays. I want to see that playmaking ability. I want to see that physical kid, you know, that I recruited. You know, and so I'm looking forward to him.
You feel like it's in there? I mean,
it's there.
You know it's in there when
it's there.
What do you think you learned from the adversity that he had to go through last year, sitting and watching him trying to get healthy and play through injuries?
As a competitor, it stinks because you're sitting on the sideline. You want to play too. You know, it's like, you know, as a little kid and, you know, all the big kids are playing basketball and you're a little guy and you're sitting on the sideline. You're like, I want to play too. You know, and so, you know, it's time for it. You know, it's time for it.